going on, man?
What's up?
Not much, brother. Not much, man. So, welcome back to Leon the King TV. Let's talk wrestling. A
Yeah.
lot is going on since we last talked,
Ooh, has it?
man.
Has it?
Man,
Man, you called me at the right time. You called me at the right time, man. The residue from WrestleMania 39 is still on me. So yeah, I got some stuff to say. All I'm gonna
yeah.
say real fast
Mhm.
before we dive face first, y'all make sure y'all share this episode today. That's all I'm gonna say. Share it, tweet it, make sure Triple H sees it. Make sure Vince sees it, even though I know he won't because he's so arrogant that he'll probably think of, a show like this is nothing. But share it to him anyway, Leon King TV followers, fans. And you can hashtag my name too. You can at me. Because if any one of those guys want to have, especially Triple H or anybody from WWE, as far as the executives go, if they want to have a convo with me, yeah, I can sit in that room. I'm with that today. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Man, I had to grab my water for this.
Yeah, yeah. Please do, please do. Just tell me when to go. That's all I gotta say, man. Tell
Hey,
me when to go.
if you want to kick it off, go ahead, man.
Okay, so let me put it like this. First of all, before I say anything, let me introduce myself. Where are my manners? Once again, as you see at the bottom of your screen, I am Too Loud Brew. Um, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to my man's channel here. I appreciate you, Leon, for having me back on. Like you said, a lot has changed since the last time we talked, and it's been for the worse. It hasn't been for the better. So let's go ahead and dive face first into it. So, all right, WrestleMania 39 happened. Um, Night one was excellent. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. No need to say anything else about that. Night two, at best, was mediocre. It had its matches, but it also had its miscues as well. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss what happened at the very end of the night. So here's my thing, right? So, Vince, now that you've slithered your way back into creative and back into WWE as far as the offices of WWE in general, because that's the type of snake that you are. Now that you've slithered your way back into the offices of WWE, my whole question is why now? Why wait to pull the plug now? And see, here's the thing. You know how the old cliche goes, right? You're never supposed to mix business with personal. Apparently, Vince, his senilism. We're just gonna use that word. Apparently, his senilism has affected him so bad over the past 10, 12 something years that apparently he's forgotten about that cliche. Because WrestleMania 39 was definitely him mixing personal with business. I understand your beef with Dusty. I know. I know all about it. I've seen the documentaries, I've read the articles, I know. But my whole thing is, man, is how sadistic do you have to be? Letting his son suffer for what? And what really gives me a headache is how all these jock sniffer WWE people come online and talk about, oh well, Cody started it. Cody went and started AEW. Cody went and broke the throne on the first pay-per-view. And I'm like, okay, so You think Cody just did that for fun? You think Cody went with Kenny, Hangman, and the Bucks and started their own organization just for fun? It was a reason why he did that. It was because of you, Vince. You're the one that motivated him and persuaded him to start AEW. That's just what it is. Now, of course, you know, it was a vision that, you know, Cody, Kenny, the Bucks, and Hangman came up with on their own, and they brung Tony Khan in. But you were the prime motivation of that, sir. Do you want me to remind you why? For one, because you continuously have this obnoxious, egotistical philosophy of, if it's not my creation, I'm gonna kill it. That's how you've been. And my thing is you won the war. You beat WCW. Hell, you bought it. So my thing is, why keep stabbing that dead corpse with the same dagger? How much blood do you want to see on that dagger before you're satisfied? That's my whole thing. If you know that you won the war and you pretty much controlled the people that were in the organization that you were in that war with, shouldn't that be enough satisfaction? Nah. I gotta still stab him in the side with that same dagger. Hadn't even cleaned the blood off. Just gonna keep stabbing. Keep stabbing him to remember, this is my company. And the thing of it is, too, what I don't understand is you hired Dusty to work with your younger talent, including, Roman Reigns. You hired Dusty to develop your talent. So you're telling me the reason why you hired Dusty, as dirty as this sounds, you hired Dusty, God rest his soul, to pretty much just develop this talent, make them into superstars, and then just be like, okay, that's cool. You can go back to the curb now. That's literally what you're saying here by pulling this stunt at WrestleMania 39. You signed this man, Cody, to a $1 million contract.
Yep.
Lured him away from a company that he created for him to come back to the company he started in, thinking that this is going to be a full circle situation of like, okay, I know things didn't go right the first tenure, but maybe everybody probably is matured, bygones are bygones, the water is floating under the bridge. Okay, we're going to make this right. We gon', you know what I'm saying? Give him his moment. You know, because he did go out and make a name for himself. Because, you know, that's the golden rule with Vince. If you get put out the company and you thinking about coming back, you got to get over yourself. All right, Cody did that. And then some. So he's thinking, all right, I'm not going to get in the middle of this drama going on in AEW right now. I'm going to just going back, you know, to where it all started in WWE. And maybe everybody in management might have, you know, matured, including Vince McMahon, but we know that word is furthest from the vocabulary concerning him. But he's thinking, okay, I'm going to come back and literally just as he put it, finishing his story. You know? And you know what? They had us fooled, Leon. They had us fooled. They done brought him back. WrestleMania, biggest show in the company. Put him against another top star in Seth Rollins. And not only did he beat Rollins once, No, not once, not twice, 3 times. I said, okay, all right. That's a hell of a way to welcome him back. All right. And then, unfortunately, he got injured. It happens. We know it's a part of the business. And he was away for a little while. But then, when he comes back, you put him as the last man in the Royal Rumble and have him go all the way. I'm like, all right. I'm kind of liking this. Okay, maybe they are gonna do Cody right. Maybe they have matured. Maybe they have turned over a new leaf. And then to put even more icing, extra icing on top of the cake, you have him beat Roman's right-hand man.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like the second strongest guy in the bloodline. No offense to the twins, but Solo is being built as the second most important guy in the bloodline. So you beat him in his winning streak. And I said, well, damn. They really done strapped the rocket on this man. They really about to send this guy to the moon in April. Okay, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
And then we get to WrestleMania. No. Let me backtrack. A few days before WrestleMania. Now all of a sudden, the fans are excited. Everybody's like, all right, this is it. Cody gonna be the man. He the one. He's got to be the one. Because if he's not the one, this doesn't make sense. And I'm not calling myself Nostradamus or anything like that, Leon, but didn't I come on this show about a couple of weeks ago and tell you? No, it wasn't even a couple of weeks ago. It was last week.
Yep.
Did I not come on this show and say that if Cody did not get his moment at WrestleMania, what it would be?
Yeah. You did.
What did I say? Selfishness.
Yep.
What did I say? I'm not calling myself Nostradamus, but what did I say? Okay. And the reason we knew it was going to happen. And this is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that WWE fans can't express who they feel is going to win the match without creative acting so petty. Or no, it's not even creative. Without Vince acting so petty. And secretly looking at all of this on social media, then going back and changing the ending of the match. I mean, aren't the fans allowed to express who they feel is going to win? I mean, look at what you did. Look at what Hunter did. Hunter brought this man in, have him beat one of the, in my opinion, best, greatest superstars in WWE right now, Seth Rollins, 3 times. Then you put him as the 30th entrant in the Royal Rumble. He wins it. And then this is actually a ballsy move by Hunter. You beat Solo Sikoa like 5, 6, 7 days before Mania? That's gutsy. Like, that's literally like going for it on 4th and 1 in the Super Bowl. Seriously.
Yeah.
With like 3 seconds left in the game. That's literally what Hunter did. And then you come in, Vince, and you're just like, oh, well, he's Dusty's son. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? That he's Dusty's son? What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Because he's Dusty's son. And you know what? Another way that I knew that it wasn't gonna happen is because Solo got kicked out early in the. And you know what?
What?
I said to myself, I said, dang. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, the inevitable is about to happen. But I didn't wanna come to that conclusion just yet. But I started to put the pieces to the puzzle together when Solo got ejected from ringside. And I also knew too when Roman got the grand entrance. Because the age-old adage in WWE is if you get the big entrance, you're pretty much going to get the big win.
Yeah.
I was hoping that Cody would get the big entrance. But when I saw Thanos and everybody for Roman, I said, damn. Yep. He's probably retaining. And I'll be damned if I wasn't right. Cause I knew like when the match was gonna be over. Cause I was up there texting my boy, and I told him, I say, we getting close to the end, but it's not over yet. I was like, the interference has to happen first. The twins got to show up first. Then Solo comes after that. And then on top of that, like the referee got knocked out. A Roman Reigns signature in any match. But when Kevin and Sami appeared, I said, hold on. Wait a minute. This is different. Hold on a second. But then I remembered, I said, you know what? Nope. Solo is still around. He's going to find a way to get involved. And I'll be doggone if they didn't do the same ending they did at Clash of the Castle, come out in a hoodie, out Samoan Spike. And then when Roman hit those ropes twice, I said, yeah, that's it. That's it. Because every time he does that, it's over. When he hits the spear just out of nowhere, more than likely somebody's gonna kick out.
Yeah.
But once he gets that full head of steam and he hits them ropes twice, yep. I was like, damn. I'm like, why? I said, okay. All right. I know who did this. When the moment they said Vince was at WrestleMania, I said, I was joking. I think I might have been joking. I think I might have been joking around with you on here. I said Triple H better not leave the match sheet on the desk when he go to lunch break. That's what I was saying. He better keep that junk. He better keep that jacket. He better not leave it lying. Because I'm like, if Vince get a hold of it, it's over. He gonna erase Cody's name out, and he gonna put Roman right up under that scribble. So here we are. Here we are. Once again.
Yeah.
A guy that has all the momentum, done everything you possibly could to build him up to be credible towards Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't pull the plug.
Yeah.
Still don't pull the plug.
I can't tell if that was a worse ending than Finn Balor, than the ropes breaking on Finn Balor at Extreme Rules 2021.
Man,
I don't know, but I mean, I kind of feel two ways about it. I kind of knew they weren't going to take the titles off their poster child. They're not going to do that right now. Is there a possibility he can drop it in Philadelphia next year? Yeah.
No, it's no use.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to a wrestling podcast I listen to frequently, well, not even frequently, every week. I mean, the young lady said it best. The moment is past.
Yeah.
That was it right there. There's nothing you could do to possibly repair this. It's already broken. You've shattered it.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You could, put a rematch together. You could have Cody beat somebody else, and it still would not have the same meaning as it would have had at WrestleMania.
No.
The moment is past.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well you might as well do what they did, what we saw on Monday with Cody. You might as well, just go ahead and just shift your attention towards that.
Yeah.
Because that train has been long left off the track.
Yep. Roman is kind of like,
and let me say this. I know we're not supposed to take this serious because this is pro wrestling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not even the fact of taking it serious.
Nah.
It's the fact of how is this supposed to be enjoyable? How is this supposed to be entertaining? How is this supposed to be suspenseful?
Yeah.
And we get the same ending every time.
Yeah.
That's just like watching a good action movie.
Yeah.
And it's like the third movie of the series.
Yeah.
And you're thinking okay, this is a brand new movie. We're going to get a brand new ending. Nope. Same old ending. Well, then what's the point of putting another movie in the series if that's going to be the ending? You should have just ended it at the first one. Since Vince wants to talk about we make movies, we're seeing the same ending. That's why pro wrestling fans are pissed off. Because we're seeing the same all the time. You think we're not supposed to get restless and we're not supposed to say oh, I'm tired of seeing this? What do you expect? Actually, no. When it comes to Vince, he's so arrogant like that. He probably does feel like we're supposed to expect that because with Vince, we're supposed to be grateful and privileged to see a champion of this magnitude and a title reign of this magnitude. I just don't understand how you can be that obsessed for so long. You would think a person with this type of obsession that Vince has, when you've seen the results of your obsession fail, you would think that would force you to change your mindset. But you are just so eagerly stubborn and eagerly ignorant to where you feel like you have to prove something every single time. Or you're so hell-bent on proving to people that watch WWE that this is your organization and you're going to deal with the results that I give you.
Yeah.
That's not somebody putting on an entertaining product. That's somebody being a dictator.
Yep.
I don't want to watch nothing dictated towards me.
That's true.
I'm trying to be pleased. I'm trying to see something fun. I'm trying to see something exciting. I'm trying to see something enjoyable. I'm trying to see something fascinating to where every week when I turn to this particular channel, I want to watch this particular thing, not to be dictated towards.
Do you think this is a best for business kind of mentality?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. With Vince, of course it is. It's always going to be that.
Yeah.
It's always going to be that. You know why? Because Vince is not even drunk with power. Vince is hungover with power. And he's been hungover for the past 20, 30 years. That's why he wouldn't just be like a normal, honest, gracious owner and take that pressure and that weight off of him and let the people that work beside him do what they do in order to make what people are watching enjoyable. That's just like saying, I'm gonna give you this example. That's just like Jerry Jones, right? I'm gonna use a pro football analogy here.
Yeah.
That's just like Jerry Jones saying, okay, I'm gonna go draft the players. I'm gonna go sign the free agents.
Yes.
And I'm going to go scout these draftees at the combine, at the Senior Bowl, Pro Day, all of that stuff. Instead of letting the general manager and the scout team do all of that. Because that's pretty much what Triple H is. Triple H is pretty much the general manager. And all the agents and the producers, they are the scout team. Like, that's why they're in that position. If anything, you as the CEO, as the owner, you're just supposed to oversee everything and make sure everything goes steady as far as like them doing their job.
Yeah.
I could see if they weren't, then okay. But they're doing their job. But see, here's the difference between Vince McMahon and every other owner. When I was saying just now that he's hung over with power, I'm not just talking about inside WWE. I'm talking about outside too. And you know what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm saying, like, how can you still be that obsessed for this long and not come to a reality of like, well, it's just not working. What I'm doing is just not working. But I'm just gonna steady force myself into making what I know is not working work. And in turn cause chaos and division amongst my company. That's not the sign of a good owner.
Yeah.
That's the sign of a control freak.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking from an honest perspective here. Leon TV fans, okay? I know y'all probably never heard nobody come on here and speak like this, but I'm just a unique type of cat, man.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna be none of these talking heads.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna enlighten y'all, I'm gonna enlighten y'all thoroughly.
Hey,
I'm not gonna be like none of these guys that you see on these documentaries that's just gonna come up here and just say the right thing.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it being a wrestling review show. No, I can speak from a human being. I can speak from a perspective of a human being, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, we
Vince McMahon is hung over with power. That's why he dyed his hair.
Yeah.
Grew a mustache because he's hung over with power, man. Seriously.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's a I'm not gonna call it a saying, and I'm not trying to go this direction, but this is just proving my point.
Yeah.
The good book says pride comes before the fall.
That's true.
And Vince McMahon, prime example of that.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Is it wrong for him to think that way though? You know, from that kind of business standpoint.
I'll put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple of different ways
Yeah.
that you can have that mentality.
Right.
I could see if business is decreasing
Yeah.
and you need to increase the morale and kind of, like that match under everybody's behind
Yeah.
because they're being lazy and complacent,
Yeah.
then yes. But at the same time, if the object is not broke, don't fix it.
That's true.
And in this particular case, the object was not broke. The object was fine, just the way that it was.
Yeah.
Like when Triple H had been in control this whole time,
Yeah.
WWE had done some of its best business it's done in years. And I'm not into that, business stuff.
Yeah.
I'm into like the sheer creativity and results
Yeah.
side of it.
Right.
But just from what I've heard from different people I've listened to,
Yeah.
WWE did some of its best business that it's ever done in a while when Triple H was in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm talking about if the object isn't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But of course, Vince, in his egotistical frame of mind, he comes with the notion, well, okay, the object may not be broke, but it wasn't something that I fixed.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it on the ground and break it. And I'm going to fix it the way that I want to.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hung over with power, man. Just hung over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there is, yes, I mean, in certain circumstances, yeah, it would not be wrong for him to have that mentality. But in this case, he is wrong. Because there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong.
No.
The talent was happy.
Yeah.
People that we hadn't seen in the last, year or two,
Yeah.
get TV time. We're getting TV time. And I remember the first time I came on your channel.
Mm-hmm.
Remember we were talking about the genius of H.
Yeah.
And how he was so amazing in that he made secondary titles
Yeah.
the most important titles
That's right.
on each brand. Like we've never seen the United States title held in higher regard as it has over the past year.
Yeah. And the IC title. Yeah.
And the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
The last superstar to really bring any relevance to that title, and I know a lot of people don't like him
Yeah.
as a character, but The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz really carried that title for a while. When he held it, he was bringing back relevancy to that title. Then once he lost it, went back into obscurity.
Yeah.
Now the moment Gunther holds it,
Mm-hmm.
it's back at its highest. This is like the highest amount of relevancy the Intercontinental title has had
Yeah.
in a long time.
That's right.
But that was Hunter's doing. That wasn't Vince's. That was Hunter's doing. And people forget Hunter is a former superstar. He knows what it's like to hold a belt and give it prestige.
Right.
And he is a Grand Slam champion himself, so he knows. And that was the beautiful thing about it.
That's right.
But watch. Now that Vince is back, I don't know necessarily about Gunther, because I hear like Vince McMahon like surprisingly likes him.
Yeah.
But Austin Theory, yeah, might all of y'all that wanted to see him be elevated, you better enjoy it while you can, because it's not gonna last much longer.
Nope.
That John Cena victory, that's about as far as he gonna go. I hate to break it to y'all that way, but y'all know how Vince is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know he's got the look and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, nah.
Yeah.
I will be surprised in this second era of Vince, if we want to call it that, if Austin Theory stays where he is right now. I will be very surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Well, I think Vince is I'm one of those people that could write a as long as I've been watching wrestling, I could probably write a whole book on Vince McMahon, man. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple years from now a former star does a tell all. I wouldn't
it's
be
coming.
surprised.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It is, man. So so I'm going to the next topic. I can stay on Vince forever too.
True.
There was a topic that I heard some news and some stuff going about. I kind of had some opinions about, but I know last year we all witnessed the shocking walkout of Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: I'm a big Sasha Banks fan.
So am I.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Man.
Shout out to Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, man. Huge fan. She's worked. Come on, main event at WrestleMania with Bianca, I think she's held both women's titles.
She has.
Down there, Raw women's titles, yeah.
She has.
She was part of the 4 Horsewomen in NXT. She's great. However, I'm one of those people. However, I'm a believer that Sasha Banks lacks humility.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I say that because over the years, there's been, I guess, stories where she wanted a release.
Mm-hmm.
She left, took time off, came back, lost the match, got mad, all that kind of stuff. And, I think that she has this mentality, and I heard it from another wrestling podcast that I watch.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks she's better than everyone in the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks she's the best. I'll let you go on and speak about this walkout. But there was also before there was news that Naomi is no longer with WWE.
That's true.
And that's shocking too. So I'll let you go on from there, man. What do you think?
Okay, so with Mercedes,
yeah,
what you are saying is true, and I did hear those same rumors, stories about her, kind of smelling herself a little bit too much sometime, and kind of, thinking that she's above and everybody else is beneath. I definitely know, what lane, you driving in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that is true. A lot of that is true. But here's the thing. You can still have that mentality, but at the same time, bring other people along too. because here's my philosophy, right? Being the best in professional wrestling
Yeah.
is more than just putting on fantastic matches and winning
True.
championships.
True.
Being the best is also how you make others look in doing that stuff. What Sasha has.
Hmm.
Sasha put Bianca over.
Yeah.
You know, Sasha's put Bailey over.
Yeah.
Sasha has put um plenty of people over
Yeah.
in WWE. But I think it's a classic case of once you feel like you've done so much, when in reality there's more for you to do,
Yeah.
you get arrogant like that. You get that sense of entitlement. I mean, it's happened with just about every top star in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is that again,
Hmm.
it's every area.
Yeah.
It's not just the matches, it's not just the championships, but it's also how you work and take care of people
Yeah.
that you work with.
Yeah.
I'll give you a prime example.
Hmm. Good.
Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Now, Bret necessarily wasn't as egotistical as Sasha, although he could be.
Hmm.
But here's the thing about Bret. Bret put on some of the most fantastic matches ever in WWE history.
Hmm. Yeah.
Was a Triple Crown champion.
Yes.
Pretty much did it all. Won the Royal Rumble, been the King of the Ring, all of that. But it was also who he made look good when he worked with them. Prime example, his brother, Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Stone Cold, which is probably the most memorable of them all.
Absolutely.
And even though he had real life animosity towards him,
Hmm.
he still put him over Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
You know? So like I said, when you're young in and early in your career, because we got to remember now, Mercedes is still young.
Yeah.
She hasn't even reached, I don't think, her late 30s yet. I think she might be in like her mid 30s.
She's about still in the early 30s. Yeah.
Early 30s, okay.
Yeah.
So she's still in the prime of her career. So she hasn't even reached like that particular height of her career yet.
Right.
And she's already being developed into a living legend. And she hasn't even been in the business for that long.
Right.
But again, it's a classic case of, like I was saying, when you get that early in your career and you're young and you're energetic and you're in the best shape of your life, and you can go the distance with some of the best, and you beat some of the best, and you win championships multiple times, and you get all of this acclaim from everybody in the industry. You feel that sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
You become arrogant and egotistical. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
here is the remedy of overcoming all of that and not allowing that to be your demise in the business.
Yes.
You don't forget about none of that stuff. But what you do is, when you get by yourself, you think about, okay, I've done that. But now what else is there to do?
That's true.
What is it that I haven't done yet
That's true.
that I need to strive towards now?
That's true.
And that's what keeps you graceful. That's what keeps you humble
Yeah.
in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
thinking about what is the next set of legacy or what is the next set of accomplishments I can achieve.
Yeah.
And I think Mercedes has reached that stage in her life now.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, when she was acting up and doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
she had just not too long came to the main roster.
That's right.
She was still coming out of her NXT phase.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, this was a brand new life for her.
Yeah.
Going up against people like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
And I think she might have faced Asuka on a Raw at one time.
Yeah.
You know, winning the tag team championships with Bayley.
Yes.
You know, being in a Hell in a Cell, main eventing, you know, a pay-per-view in her hometown, main eventing a Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a brand new life for her. Something she had never seen before. So, of course, it's easy to get hypnotized and brainwashed by all of that.
Yes.
To where it starts to develop an ego. But I think what humbled Sasha
Yes.
is her getting released from WWE, getting away from all of that, and taking some time to herself to get herself together.
Right.
You know, to think about, okay, I've already completed this journey. I've already gotten to my destination traveling down this road.
Yeah.
Now, where's the next road I need to travel now?
True.
On this part of the journey.
True.
And now, it's not even in America.
Yeah.
It's in a whole nother country. It's in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're too familiar with the Japanese lifestyle of pro wrestling,
Yeah.
but if you're
yeah,
not,
yeah, I am. Mm-hmm.
I'll educate you with this. Let's just say the Japanese lifestyle of professional wrestling is way more strict than the United States. Like, literally, when you train in Japan, when you go to that dojo,
Yeah.
you literally have to throw your ego to the curb. It's not even like you should. It's not even like you might want to think. It's once you enter that dojo, you will throw your ego to the curb.
Right.
Because they don't play.
They don't.
They don't.
No.
Like, if you get out of line, your ass is getting stretched. Literally. You don't believe me? Ask Hogan when he was first breaking in.
Yep.
A little bit of history for you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
You know who trained Hogan when he first got into business?
No, sir.
This cat named Hiro Matsuda. Look him up. Google him.
Matsuda.
Mm-hmm. And all you young Thundercats out there, this is like a real hardcore. I don't want to call myself an OG, but you can call me like a devoted fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look up Hiro Matsuda.
Yep.
That was Hogan's first trainer in professional wrestling. You want to know what happened to old Hogan? Before he started flexing his pythons and waving his hand toward his ear and saying, "I'm gonna get you, brother."
Go ahead.
You know what happened? You know what happened to him?
Nope.
When he trained under Matsuda?
Go ahead. Go
He
ahead.
got his leg broke. Literally broken. Hiro Matsuda literally broke his leg.
Mm-hmm.
And according to Hogan, he said once that happened, that forced him to make a decision of whether he really wanted to do this or not. And to his credit, he came back. And the rest is history.
Wow.
You know who else Hiro Matsuda trained?
No.
Ron Simmons. You know,
Wow.
the big tough. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. One
That guy, look like he don't take no mess off of nobody, right?
Yeah. Right.
Hiro Matsuda stretched him.
Wow.
You want to know? You want to know how? I saw the video. The
Yeah.
video is out there on YouTube.
Mhm.
Go look it up if you ever get curious. Hiro Matsuda training Ron Simmons.
Did he pass away, or is he still around?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's been dead for like, oh my gosh, like what, 2 decades maybe.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's just an example of how the Japanese lifestyle is over there in Japan.
Yeah.
They literally treat this as a sport. This is not entertainment.
Yeah.
This is not pageantry. This is a sport.
Yeah.
They literally live, breathe, eat, go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
go to sleep, professional wrestling.
That's good. Yeah.
And they expect you to have that same attitude when you go over there. Because if
Yeah.
you're not, because if you don't, you're going to wish you had.
Yeah.
And another thing
Mhm.
that I hear too, now I don't know if they necessarily do this now because this is like a brand new age, but
Yeah.
back in the generation of yesterday, we're gonna call it, when you went to Japan to train,
Yeah.
when you walked in that dojo,
Yeah.
there was no air conditioning.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, no air conditioning. You're literally sweating from the moment you walk in to the moment you walk out, and you're training all day into the night.
So
Yeah, so
they were
Go
doing
ahead.
all that without an air conditioner.
without an air conditioning.
Wow.
Yes.
Not even a
Yeah,
fan.
when I tell you the Japanese are serious about this, it's serious, bro.
Bruh.
They didn't have the luxury of putting fans and everything like they got in the performance center and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ain't got, drink machines and all of that. No. Uh-uh. You gonna work.
Right.
You gonna work. Yeah. You gonna be appreciative when you done. By the time they done with you, you gonna be appreciative.
Man.
Ask your boy Hogan.
Yeah.
Ask Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matsuda didn't play.
Well.
Yeah. I wish Hogan would have walked up in there talking about some what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you. And Matsuda was like, oh,
Wow.
let me show you. Come, let me show you what I do. Let me show you what I do. Big man, big tall man with blonde hair. Let me show you what I do. Let me show you what I do, big strong man with Jerry curl. Let me show you what I do. I stretch you. I put you in pain. I make you scream.
Man.
Yeah, I wish Hogan would have went in there talking about some, yeah, that's not for me, brother. Like, okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, this telling you, man. Them Asians don't play, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Why do you think when you hear your favorite American wrestler who trained in Japan and wrestled in Japan for a while, why do you think they speak so highly of them? It's the lifestyle, bro.
They put in the work. Yeah.
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 And like, not only just that, but just the way they perform in general. It's physical.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, if you watch AEW, like, you see why Bryan Danielson wrestles the way that he does. That's why you see his chest look like, you know what I'm saying, somebody done crushed like 1,000 tomatoes on it.
Yeah.
Because of him being in Japan.
One thing I'll say, this is a total different culture and total different generation, because I dare CM Punk to walk in there talking about irresponsible EVPs.
I don't know. And you know what's so funny? You say that. I don't think I've ever heard about Punk going to Japan.
And he
That's what's so
actually
ironic.
he actually idolized Japan wrestling growing up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, I heard
Of
him say
course
that
he
in the
did.
interview. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, of course he did.
yeah.
But I've never heard about him going over there training.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I think if he ever did that,
Oh,
man,
they'd stretch him. They stretch him. The way he runs his mouth, oh, he'd get stretched. Now I'm gonna tell you. Now I'm gonna tell you somebody. Now I'm gonna tell you somebody who legit and who real about it.
Mhm.
That boy Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, not only did he idolize or grow up with Japanese wrestling, but he's actually been there,
Right.
and he can actually hang with those guys. Because you know why?
Right.
Eddie from the streets.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
that's not a when he tell you it's not a gimmick with him. It's not. That man grew up in the hood.
I believe it. Yeah.
Yonkers, New York. You know? Do you know some of the most famous? You know some of the famous people that have come out of Yonkers? They're some of our favorite rappers.
Yeah.
DMX, Jadakiss, the whole Locks, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
That's all YO, man.
Yeah.
And people think just because it's a small town in New York that it's not legit. Oh, Yonkers is legit, my boy.
Yeah.
Just like people talk about Brooklyn, the Bronx, Harlem.
Yeah.
Yeah. YO is legit.
Eddie was from them trenches, man.
Yeah, he from the trenches. Exactly. And another person, just like another person, Taz.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Taz did some time in Japan.
Yeah, he is, man. Yeah.
And not only could Taz hang with those folks because he's from the streets too,
Yeah.
but we got to remember Taz trained in judo,
Yeah.
so he already got credibility.
Yeah.
So he knows what it's like to get stretched, and he knows what it's like to stretch people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But bringing it back around to where we were,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sasha or Mercedes being over there in Japan now,
Yeah.
that is going to change her outlook in how she goes about this next journey in the business.
Right.
And I think that was a smart move on her part. I think that was a smart move for her to get away, leave America, go to another country, see a new scenery, get around, you know, a bunch of people, you know, who take, you know, this sport, this business seriously,
Right.
that are, you know, not going, you know, get into a whole bunch of drama,
Yeah.
but just focus on training and getting better and getting their characters and their personalities in the ring better. I think that's what Sasha needed.
Yeah. I'll say this. Wrestling is different from the real world.
It is.
When you are told in wrestling to put on the gobbledygoober suit and lay down for the 3 count, you better be the best damn gobbledygoober you've ever been. If they say go out and get stunned by KO in a chicken costume, get stunned by KO in a chicken costume. So my kind of thing is they were going to lose the tag titles. Everybody in wrestling loses, whether you are big, whether you are mid card, main event, whatever. You know, and either way, you're making money and you're getting paid off of it. So my thing is, people have been called up to NXT and haven't even got a title match, and were the best thing in NXT. Some people might not even see a match, and they might be in catering.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about being that now that Vince is back, correct?
No, I'm off Vince.
Oh,
I'm talking
okay,
about
you're off.
Sasha.
Okay, so you're just pertaining to a whole nother different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
You know, Sasha Banks kind of has that problem with humility, and the problem is, and I say this, I've heard people say black women haven't been treated well, and this and that, and Sasha and Naomi, and I can agree with some of that. But on the
Yes,
other
some
side,
of that. Some of that.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
continue.
yeah. On the side of that, I think it was color, but I also think it was you know doing what everyone does in wrestling, and I think that when you are told in wrestling, lay down for the 3 count, lay down for the 3 count. This now things could have changed last minute. This may have not happened. What could have happened was maybe they were gonna win. Maybe they were gonna pull a swerve. We don't know, because anything can happen in wrestling. But my thing is they walked, and I feel like in wrestling, there's a way to do things. Talk about the match or afterwards, but they put the tag titles on the desk and they walked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a big Sasha fan, like I said, but I think that this was just one of those moves. This was just another incident where Sasha Banks was Sasha Banks. She was the boss, and she didn't want to take that L, and she walked. Go on. What
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that could have very well been the case. Now,
Yeah.
I did not get the whole entire story on that. The only thing that I got was what you just explained.
Yeah.
You know, they went to the office,
Yeah.
they put the belts on the desk, and then they left.
Right.
That's literally all that I got from that story.
Hmm.
Now, I wanna trace back to what you were talking about,
Hmm.
African Americans in pro wrestling
Yeah.
not being treated well.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, that's kind of bittersweet for me
Yeah.
because I do agree
Hmm.
with some of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The only part that I disagree with
Hmm.
is the fact that I wouldn't necessarily say they haven't been treated well.
Right.
I would more so look at it as they weren't given as much time as they should.
Right.
And let me further explain.
Hmm.
So we all remember when Kofi won the WWE title,
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Big moment, emotional moment.
Yeah.
And he held that title all the way up till, was it October, when WWE first that deal with Fox,
Yeah.
and then he
yeah.
lost it under like what 60 seconds to Brock.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. See, he wasn't given enough time.
Hmm.
See,
Yeah.
like Kofi could have at least, to me, if it was done right, held that title all the way up until the following year at WrestleMania. Then he could have lost it.
Right.
But even if he would have lost it, you don't have to beat the man in like 60 seconds.
Right.
You could have given him at least about like what, 15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
in a competitive match. Or if you just wanted like to create drama,
Yeah.
you could have had a dirty finish.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's the fact that a lot of African American wrestlers as a whole have not been given enough time.
That's true.
Same thing with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I remember when Bobby Lashley beat The Miz. for the WWE title, and this was during the the Thunderdome, when the pandemic was at its height. And I can't remember who beat Lashley for the title. I don't know if it was Brock. I don't know. I can't remember who it was that beat Lashley for the belt. But anyway,
what was this recently? Like a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
I think it was Big E. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Big E. That's who it was.
Yeah.
That's who it was. That's who it was. Big E. Right.
Yeah.
But again, I don't feel Lashley was given enough time with the belt.
I didn't either.
Because based on who that particular superstar is,
Right.
to me,
Right.
that's how you book or produce the title reign.
Yeah.
You know, Kofi Kingston is a fan favorite. You know, he's one of the most exciting superstars in WWE.
That's true.
You at least give that man, 10-month title reign.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Bobby is one of the most strongest dominating superstars in WWE. You give that man a year with the belt.
Yeah.
Same thing with Big E. I don't feel like Big E got enough time because he lost it at day one.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the fact of African American pro wrestlers were mistreated. I just don't think they were given as much time as they should have.
That's true.
Now, there is one exception to that.
Yeah.
And that, of course, is Bianca.
Yeah.
Because Bianca, much to WWE's credit, they got it right.
Yeah.
They gave her a long title reign.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Because, again, Bianca has it.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the image.
Yeah.
She's got the talent in the ring.
Yeah.
Her ability to talk on the mic needs a little bit more progress.
Yeah.
But other than that, she checks off everybody.
Yeah.
So I will admit, WWE has done her right.
Yeah.
By giving her a long title reign.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how much longer she'll hold the belt, being that the circumstances have changed now.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But when you talk about Sasha and Naomi walking out like that,
Yeah.
I agree with what you said. There is a way to resolve frustration, especially when you're in a business, because professional wrestling is still a business.
Yeah.
There's still contracts that are negotiated.
Yeah.
There are deals that are done. Like, it's still a business.
Yeah. Professional wrestling is professional. Yep.
Yes, professional. Exactly. So there is a way to resolve frustration. And while a part of me praises Trinity and Mercedes
Yeah.
for being that bold to not, settle and not be treated in any old type of way,
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been a secret meeting had, if not with Vince, somebody up under Vince, and they could have been like, look, we're tired of this shit.
Yeah. That's right.
We're not going to sit up here and we're not going to lose to a team that hasn't been established or a team that has been established, but has pretty much passed the peak of their career and they're just coming in here collecting a paycheck and they're not going to even be full time. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So either one of two things. Either you make it right,
Mm-hmm.
or we give our 2-week notice and we out.
Right.
If they would have handled it that way, I would have been like, you know what, good for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Good for y'all. Stay in y'all ground. Don't become puppets. But you just putting the belts on the desk and just walking out without talking to anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid. Like I said, I mean, part of me respects it,
Yeah.
and I understand the motivation behind it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's still business.
Yeah.
And regardless of what you say, right now, yeah, you might be like, yeah, I don't need WWE. But at the same time, there might come a stage in your career where you might want to come back to WWE.
Right.
And then I'll be like, oh, yeah, remember that night when you just put the belts on the desk and you just walked out
Yeah.
and you forgot to tell somebody something or tell us why you were frustrated?
Right.
Yeah, no, we wish you well in your future endeavors.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, so it's again, going back to what I was saying earlier about Mercedes is like she's still in the prime of her career. She's still young. And again, she felt like she's done so much or she did so much for WWE. She felt a sense of entitlement. And like I said, she felt like she was above when everybody, and she was above everybody else, and everybody else was beneath.
Yeah.
Same thing with Trinity. Now, Trinity hasn't done as much as Mercedes has. You know, she's won, you know, she's been SmackDown champion a couple of times. She won the tag titles or what have you. But again, just because you've done that does not give you a sense of entitlement. You know, because again, like, regardless if you know how you feel, and you might, even though you might have every right to feel that way, you still have to be professional.
Yeah, that's true.
You still have to be adult about the situation, and you have to pull the right people to the side, and y'all got to discuss it. You got to be like, look, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being mistreated. Like, I'm doing what I can to, you know, further help establish this women's tag team division. But I want to do it with people that are here all the time, not just some of the time, but all the time.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah. I'll say this. To me, when she's in the ring, nobody makes other wrestlers better than when they're up against Sasha Banks.
I agree.
Now, I'll also say, if she claims to be the best and the greatest and all that stuff, then what's the hard part about doing the job? You know, my thing is this. I'm gonna ask you this: if you worked at Amazon, it's the holiday season. You get 100 packages. You telling your boss you ain't doing 100 packages, what's gonna happen?
You're gonna get fired.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And then going back to your philosophy. If I know that I'm one of the best people at doing that,
yeah,
and that with that type of magnitude,
yeah,
then I should be able to do it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't like it.
Right.
I should be able to do it because that proves to them, the people at Amazon, to your example,
yeah,
that wow, you know, even though we know he probably is not going to be happy about doing this,
yeah,
he still does it because he knows that he's good enough, more than good enough, to do it.
Yeah.
Because again, like I explained earlier, it's more than just what you do in terms of winning.
Yeah.
It's about working with other people,
yeah,
and bringing them along with you while you're winning.
That's right. That's right.
Because in my personal estimation, if it was just all about championships and winning special matches, or whatever the case may be, shoot, everybody be complaining.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, it would be pretty much like the inmates be trying to run the asylum, as the old cliche goes.
Yeah.
Because everybody will be like, okay, I won all the championships. I've won all the special matches. I deserve this amount of money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Right. That's right.
You know, what else is there left to do? Like, everything else is beneath me. Because, I mean, I've done everything that there is to do and everything that you've required me to do.
Yeah.
But see, again, that's when you gotta get by yourself and you gotta really sit down and you really gotta think, well, have I really done everything?
Yeah.
Did I really go out and make my opponent look good?
Yeah.
Did I really elevate my opponent even though I won?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I just go out there and do what I know how to do for me, just so I can get the credit?
Right.
See what I mean?
That's true.
Instead of looking at it like, okay, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do my thing, but in me doing my thing,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that I did it in spectacular fashion.
Right.
So, in turn of me doing it in spectacular fashion, my opponent gonna get some of that too.
That's
My
right.
opponent is gonna get that rub too.
Yeah.
That's when you can kind of, give yourself that personal pat on the back and be like, damn, I did that. Now, you want me to tell you who's a perfect example of that?
Go
Everything
ahead.
that I just described?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, get tired of her and don't like her a lot of times, but I feel like she truly fits that description. Charlotte.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Prime example.
Go ahead.
This past weekend
Mm-hmm.
against Rhea.
Yeah.
Rhea won the match.
Yeah.
Sure. But in Rhea winning the match, she was elevated.
That's true.
See, even though Charlotte came into the match as the champion,
Yeah.
even with that, she still allowed Rhea to have her moments too.
That's true.
And she did it in spectacular fashion.
Yep.
That's why after the match was over, you saw her sitting outside the ring with that big old smile on her face.
Yeah.
You know what that smile was? Fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like, you know what? Yes. In the story ended with me losing the championship. But you know what? We put on a badass match, don't we?
Yeah. They did.
And I just made Rhea a star.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She getting that WrestleMania check.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even, yes, sure she is, but it's more so the fact of the fulfillment of like, yeah, I know I was the star and I know I was going to do my thing,
Yeah.
but I went out and did my thing and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And in turn, my opponent succeeded too. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's why you don't really hear those type of stories about Charlotte.
Not at all.
Because Charlotte understands
Mm-hmm.
that it's more to life in wrestling than just winning championships, winning Royal Rumbles, main eventing Monday Night Raws and stuff like that. But it's more so what happens in the midst of the match. What happens after the match? Did you elevate your opponent? Was your opponent was that superstardom able to rub off on your opponent?
That's true.
Did you allow that superstardom to rub off on your opponent?
Right.
That's what you know what I'm saying, doing everything you can do, or that's part of doing everything that you can do in the business is all about. Because I mean, yeah, it's a given. If you're a superstar in professional wrestling, you're gonna win a championship. But then again, you might not.
Absolutely.
You might become so popular that you might not need a championship. Because I mean, throughout history, there have been megastars that have never won a world championship.
Yeah.
But they were still megastars.
Yeah.
You know what that's a result of? Yeah.
Wow, man.
It's great. Yeah, that's a crazy way to look at it, ain't it?
Yeah, it really
You ain't never thought about it like that before, have you?
Never.
You want to know how I know that?
Go ahead.
The reason why I know that is because I can tell what type of love certain superstars have for the business. And what I mean by that is, I can tell people that are just here for the clout and for the fame. And then I can tell the people that are here for legacy.
Right.
See, the people that are here for legacy,
Yeah.
they're going to put their opponents over.
That's true.
While them still getting over.
Yeah.
The people that are here for the clout and the fame, they're just set on, oh, I'm going to go out and have a good match, win this world championship, and make my money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why another thing too, when you look at these Hall of Fame shows,
Yeah.
and you hear certain superstars go up and tell stories about the opponents that were their favorite matches or opponents that they really enjoyed working with,
Yeah.
that's the people that are in it to leave a legacy.
Absolutely.
That's why you have your people like Taker,
Yeah.
Flair, Austin,
Right.
Angle,
Yeah.
you know, The Rock,
Yeah.
Foley.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like those guys, those guys had that mentality of like, there's more in this life of pro wrestling than just winning a championship belt.
Yeah.
Because you know what, I'm gonna go a little deeper here, and I want to see if you'll actually catch this.
Mm-hmm.
When you finally hang your boots up and retire
Yeah.
in professional wrestling,
Yeah.
you can't take that championship belt with you.
No, sir.
You can take them boots home,
Yeah.
but then that belt's got to go right back into, you know, the storage room.
Yeah.
You can't take that belt with you. Once you finally hang it up, you can't walk out. You get inducted into the Hall of Fame. You can't take that WWE Championship belt with you. All you got is yourself.
You can take your gear home.
You can take your gear home. You can't take that belt home, though.
Right.
When you get inducted into that Hall of Fame, all you got is yourself.
Right.
That's all you got.
That's all.
And that's all you're going to leave with is yourself.
That's true. That's true.
So My point is,
Yeah.
being that all you have is yourself,
Right.
when you finally decide to leave the business,
Yeah.
the question that you're going to have to ask yourself
Mm-hmm.
is, what did you do with yourself while you were in the business? Did you just win championship belts?
Right.
Did you just win specialty matches like Royal Rumbles, Money in the Bank,
Yeah.
uh, the what is it, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? Did you just gain material things when you left the business?
Yeah.
Or did you really do something or some things that wrestling fans will remember you by
That's true.
that did not concern a championship belt?
Right.
I'm gonna say this too, because my philosophical wheels are still turning.
Right.
You know how you look at these what is it, these this WWE biographies on A&Es on A&E?
Yeah, I seen that. Mhm.
You know how you look at these episodes and you know how, like, whoever is featured, when they're reliving the moments, have you noticed a lot of those moments don't have nothing to do with a championship belt?
Nope. Not at all.
I.e., Foley and Taker, King of the Ring, 98.
Yeah.
Or what was it? 98. Yeah, 98.
Yeah.
When Foley took that bump off the cage.
Right.
We still talk about that right now, Leon.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still talk about him getting thrown off that Hell in a Cell.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's another moment? Hogan
Yeah.
turning villain, joining the creating the NWO. That ain't have nothing to do with no championship belt.
Nope.
He literally just walked out there and gave Randy Savage multiple leg drops.
Absolutely.
Didn't have nothing to do with the championship belt.
Nope. Not at all.
But we still talk about that.
Yeah.
Because again, that was a part of Hogan's legacy.
True.
And yes, I don't like Hogan now because of what he did outside wrestling. But what he did in wrestling,
Yeah.
I love. That's
Right.
one of the reasons why I fell in love with him as a superstar, because of what he did inside the ring and on TV,
Yeah.
good and bad.
That's true.
So yeah, the reason why I'm able to explain, you know, what we were saying about Charlotte is because it's the type of love that Charlotte has for the business. See, she wants to create a legacy.
Yeah.
Not only does she want to win championships and receive, you know, accolades, but she also wants to bring those who are in those moments with her along too, and in turn give them some of that success as well.
Yeah, man.
That's what, because to be honest, in my estimation, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think with Mercedes in Japan now, I think the more time she spends over there,
Yeah.
she'll start to develop that mentality.
Yeah.
If she ever comes back to America
Yeah.
and she so happens to wrestle on AEW Dynamite
Yeah.
or whatever, or an AEW pay-per-view,
Yeah.
she'll develop that mentality eventually.
I believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I said, the Japanese pro wrestling culture, it embodies that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Right. Man, you was preaching. You was preaching all the truth.
Hey man, listen, Leon TV people. I hope I ain't scare y'all away, man. I hope I ain't scare y'all away, but I mean, this is just me. I'm just authentic like that, man.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna get too many people that talk like this.
Right.
And I know a lot of y'all probably might say, "Oh, well, you know, it ain't supposed to be that deep, bro. Like we just talking about what's going on in wrestling." Yeah, I know. But I'm just, again, I can speak like a human being too.
Right.
I ain't no character. I ain't signed by no organization. Ain't nobody paid me to sound or talk like nothing. I'm just being like my true, authentic self. That's all I'm doing.
That's right.
But I feel like this is what needs to be added when you're having these discussions about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for so long we've looked at professional wrestling content, especially on social media, and all we see is the negative. All we see is the ridicule.
Yeah.
All we see is, you know, the entitlement
Right.
of what should happen, what needs to happen. And if this doesn't happen, oh, this company sucks, or you know, this company doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Not one time in this whole entire time we done been on here, I've said WWE didn't know what they were doing. I never said Vince didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
I was just saying it's not right.
Yeah.
I never said the man never knew what he doing. It's just not right.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I feel like this type of approach needs to be done. Because it's like literally we're hearing everybody else regurgitate the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so it's so many comparisons too.
Yeah.
That gets on my nerves, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when the dust settles, Leon, WWE screws up,
Yeah.
AEW screws up,
Yeah.
New Japan screws up, Ring of Honor screws up.
Yeah.
So I mean, why need to compare somebody else or one organization's mistakes from the other
Yeah.
when they're all the same type of mistakes?
True.
They just happen in different ways.
That's right.
That's all.
Oh.
That's why I don't ever say. That's why I don't ever, you know, try to compare any of the organizations against each other.
Yeah.
Now I will speak on what I dislike,
Yeah.
and where I think they could be better.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to compare any of them because, for one, all of them are diversified.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are booked and written different ways.
Yeah.
So they're going to make different type of mistakes.
Yeah. That's right.
That's what it is, man.
It is. Yeah, man, you preached the whole sermon on us.
No, bro, it ain't even that. It ain't even that. It's just the fact, like, ever since Sunday,
Yeah.
I'm just, cause see, with me, I try to look at situations, and this is just how I am in general.
Go ahead.
Whenever something negative goes down,
Yeah.
I try to dissect it and then reattach it from just an open, just from an open side of the surface.
That's right. That's right.
I think about, okay, what would have happened if this would have been done right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, in it being done wrong,
Mm-hmm.
what was it that made them change their mind or made them think like it was right? And then you think about the intentions. Did they have good intentions in doing this, or did they have bad? That's how I look at it. That's how I look at stuff.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I'm not trying to preach, man. I'm just trying to enlighten people. That's all. I like
That's
enlightening
that's
people. I'm not trying to
that's
preach.
that's what today's wrestling fans need. They need enlightenment. A lot of it.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of it.
Because I'm just coming from a side of the arena where I've looked at these shoot interviews. I've listened to certain interviews. I've listened to certain podcasts,
Mhm.
and I just look for certain points
Yeah.
in all of these things where people missed,
Mhm.
or maybe like certain points that people don't understand, but I try to understand them.
That's
If
good.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's the part of the arena that I'm walking from.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in turn, that's why I illustrate these scenarios the way that I do. It is because of how I understood them and how I learned them. Now, see the way you might illustrate it. You might illustrate it on based off how you understood it and how you learned it. But it's just as enlightening. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I was gonna also move on to the next topic and talk about this guy. If I can probably get him up, I think. Yeah, here we go. Right here,
Oh,
Mr.
Damien.
Damian Priest, aka Punishment Martinez, and
Yep.
I think it was Ring of Honor, right? I'm
Ring
not
of
sure.
Honor. That's it.
Yeah. There we go, Ring of Honor. And I didn't know too much about him until he debuted on the main roster.
Okay.
And then I found out and learned about his successful run in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this: when Judgment Day breaks up, they better find something to do with this guy.
I agree.
They better let Dominic go on his own and find something to do with this guy ASAP.
I agree. I agree. So
You
what?
know,
What are you trying to mainly hit on about Priest? Is just his usage?
I want to hit on how would we book him once
How
Judgment
would
Day
we?
breaks up.
How would we book him when
Yeah,
Judgment Day breaks up?
yeah,
Okay. Um, it'd be pretty simple for me. So Judgment Day breaks up.
yeah.
Um, I would probably go back to his Punishment Martinez character. The only difference is he just doesn't have the name.
Right.
No, scratch that. No, I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I would do something completely fresh.
Okay.
So if I was on a creative staff in a professional wrestling organization,
Yeah.
I would produce that particular character based off of their personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do it with a philosophy that I like to call definition of character.
Okay.
You know how, like, in the legal system they have defamation of character. But in this case, it's definition of character.
Right.
So, what is the definition of Damian Priest's character? He's cool, he's laid back, goes out in the ring, handles his business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I would book him.
See if I can get him back real quick. He's still there. All right, guys, we're gonna wait for see if maybe Two Live Brew can come back in. I think we lost him. I got some connection, but I think we lost him. So we're going to wait to see if he may come back in. Yeah.